has been brought to my attention that I don't have a video that's like a big overview of using Clixlo to build a funnel start to finish. So I'm going to try to do that so that you don't have to be piecing it together from different videos. And hopefully I hit all of those points that you would need to know. So we log in, we land on the dashboard. As you can probably tell, I never use the dashboard. I should probably try, but eh. So for the funnel, you first of course have to get your whole Clixlo set up with your integrations, and I will link here to the video about the steps that you need to do for that. Now, the email one is a little bit out of date because now there is an email system that's integrated in here. So you do need to still set up your email service with your own domain, but you can do it through this. See, I have SendGrid right now because this didn't used to exist. So you do want to have an email address that has a domain. If you're using, say, a Gmail address, they're really cracking down on not sending out automated or mass emails through Gmail, so you could get people not seeing your messages. And it's very easy, wherever you purchased your domain, to just add on an email address. You can even then have it forwarded to your Gmail, but it's usually very inexpensive to add an email address on there, so you would still need to come in here and get that set up. But then we'll go back and look under Sites to begin with. And in Clixlo, it comes with a whole bunch of templates, which I completely ignore. I often click this Roosin button to get the ones I've actually been working on. You can either build this in the funnels or in the websites. It kind of depends how you visualize things. So the funnels are going to be laid out where you add like landing page, and then there's going to be the next step and the next step and the next step. Whereas websites, you have to kind of visualize it yourself, where you create the page, and then you create the page it's going to go to, and you link the two manually. And I honestly do prefer to do it through the websites part, but I think that kind of confuses people at times, so you can just use the funnels. So let's say, for example, we are going to do a real estate funnel. Real estate test example, whatever. Okay, so here we are, completely blank, ready to go. So the first step is going to be the landing page. Wherever people first come in, you're going to send this link to people. Where does the link come from? Well, we're going to name this page guide, and the path, this is what's going to be your website slash whatever it is. If you happen to be coming over from ClickFunnels, they have a ClickFunnels import, but most of us are not using that. And then you can copy something you already have, or you can create from blank. The one advantage with doing it in the funnel area other than the website area is you can do an A/B test. So you would have the link, and then it would automatically like send people to the two different variations and see which one performs better. You've got to be getting quite a lot of traffic to your website for that to actually make sense to do, because it's not much of a test if you have 5 people coming to your website and 3 of them are better on one side, you know. But once you have a real volume of people, it can be worth testing some of the elements to see if you can get an even better conversion rate. But for the most part, we're just going to use this control side. And up along here, you can see some information. The most important part is going to be settings here. So once you set up your domain, which you do in the settings, and you coordinate between Clixlo and the place where you purchased your domain, so that is where the DNS settings are, then you select one of them for it. And then this funnel will be financiallyfreeauthor.com/real estate test example, which luckily nobody is going to find. Payment mode live, you can set this to test while you're testing out your funnel, but remember to slip it back. I often forget to put it back, so it's not good. Image optimization is good, good, good. We're going to save that. If you have tracking code, like for a Facebook pixel, that's where it goes. And then we're going to come into the page builder. So the page builder has these different levels. You start with the sections, and then you go to the columns, and then you go to the, well, more columns, and then you add the elements. So here's all the elements. So for a free lead page, what we're going to do is basically, and you can set the font of this in two different places. You can either do it here, custom font, and select one from Google Fonts, but you can also set it for the whole page by going up here to typography and say, okay, every time I use a headline, it's going to be this font, and every time I use content, it's going to be this font, and it's going to be this color and this link color. So that way you don't have to do it over and over again. It will just automatically come up on this page with that. So, essential steps to do before buying a home. I'm just making this up. I do not know that much about real estate, honestly, although I am currently selling my house. And then I like to do it as like two different things. So on this side I would have the form. With most people being right-handed, having the form on the right-hand side or the button or the call to action on the right-hand side tends to perform a little bit better. Now right now we don't have the form for this, so we're going to click here. It's going to open it in a different page. You can also set up the form before you start building the page, which is a wise idea. And where that is, I really need to restart my computer. It's along the top. So we were in funnels, now we're in forms. So there's the builder, and then you can also actually check the submissions, and you can analyze the stats on it. So we're going to add a form. Start from scratch as per usual. Label your form so you don't get confused later. And then you can set the things that you need. I don't like to have phone number because that puts a lot of people off. And then if you don't have a phone number, I don't need that consent button. Email, as you can see, it has the asterisk. It is required. And you can set those things here. So required. And validate email. So you can make them check their email, prove that it's a real email. I don't usually do that either, but it depends. This is one of those things that's like a strategy rather than the actual tech, where the more hoops you make them jump through in the free form, the more quality the leads, but the fewer the leads. So you want to think about, do I want a bigger volume of people, or do I want those people to be like really, really ready? These only link to example.com, so if you're going to have these here, you have to set them up first and then attach the link to them. I'm just going to take them off for right now. You can always also have that on the page itself, because this form is not going to be standing alone, it's going to be integrated into the page. So we have their first name, their last name. Maybe we want to require their first name, we can say required. And then we can also come over here and add other elements. So there's some pre-done ones. Maybe you need their date of birth. Maybe you need their address. Maybe you want a CAPTCHA. All kinds of things here, but you can also make custom fields. So I can say, let's say, purchased a home before. And then this is where it's going to live when you look at the contact later. It will be under general info. So And this is where it's gonna, I guess I can also say like, yes or no. Yeah. Okay, I don't need that. Save. And then it's going to be under this one. Sometimes it takes a minute to actually show up here. No, let's not do that because I haven't saved it. Save. Custom fields, general info. Oh, there's more. There it is, and then we drag it over and it appears on the form. So for the simple lead magnet, we're just going to have the form like this, but you can also use this form builder for if you want to ask particular questions, so you have that info before you end up on a call with them. So you can also have a form where when they schedule a call, it says, please fill this out. Now let's update this button. So here's where the text is. Send my guy. And you can change the color and the fonts. I don't know about the fonts, but you can change a bunch of stuff here. You can also have subtext, blah, 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 blah. And save that. If we go back, I think, yeah, so here's some more generalized options for the form, the layout, and what is this setting? Interesting. Different themes. Now, this is what happens when they click the submit button. And for it being in a funnel, we don't want it to be a message. We want it to... Well, you know what? We can actually leave this if we're going to do it in the funnel builder, because we could just override it to go to the next funnel step. But normally what I would do is open URL and put in the thank you page URL here. Now you have a couple of options for integrating up here, so if you wanted to do it like I have one that's a polite slide in, so it like pokes up on my home page. But right now we are embedding this in a page. So we're coming back to the page, I'll close that out and refresh this. I didn't save any of that, did I? Ha! Oh no, and it lost my face. Form, and it's going to be right there. And over here, I might do like... stuff like that. Bullet list. So then you can mess around with how beautiful this is. You can do things like we can put the background color on just this text box. Do that. Yeah, so we can either say use action from form builder here or go to the next step. So that's what we're going to do for a funnel. And then, I guess we'd have to get fancy if we're going to change the color on the form itself. But yeah, different things you could do there. Okay, so we're saving that. Once you have it set up with your domain, you can hit the publish button and then it will be live and people can actually go to it. On that page you also saw there was some SEO set up, and I'm going to show you more about that in just a moment. So then we're going to come down here, click add new step. Thank you page. Thank you. Now, people should not get to this page unless they have filled out the form. So you kind of might want to make the URL something funky so that it's not guessable. There's two important things to do on a thank you page. The first is to tell people to check their spam folder for the email, because even though we should all know that, we forget. and it's a good reminder. Oh, thank you for downloading your guide. If you don't see it in 5 minutes, check your spam folder. And then you might want to offer an email address for them to check up with you on. And then the second thing that a thank you page should do is make an offer of some kind. This is a really, really powerful step in your funnel. And the people who come through are going to see this page, right? So even if they never check their email, even if they never open the thing that they asked you to send them, they're going to see this page. So this is where some people put an upsell, some people put like a low ticket cost item here. Something super related to the lead magnet that you just offered. I like to put, if you have like a free Facebook group or something like that, a way to further build community with people. For this one, we're going to put a video. So, let me say, watch this video to learn my #1 secret to getting the best deal on your house. Whatever. And that's kind of small, so even though I did it as paragraph, I might bump that up. I can mess with things like the color. And if I want to make it bold, I can change the bold text color, and then that's going to be within here. Comes up. Then I don't really mess with the AI writing because I like to do all my own writing. But now it's weird. So I'm going to go like that. Okay, now we're going to do a video element. And you can put in any of these as your video. So you can record a video and you can have it on YouTube, either public or as unlisted, and pull it in here. You can have it from Vimeo, Wistia, you can just embed it right, custom embed from something else. You can host it here, but that might be a little slower, so a lot of people just put the YouTube URL in there. You can make it autoplay. If it autoplays, though, it's not going to have sound. So it'll start going, but they will have to click to make the sound go on. Okay, so this thank you page, the SEO settings, we're going to do something a little different here, because we don't want SEO on this. We do not want this showing up in Google search results. So we're going to go to custom meta tags and add robots, no index. Don't do it, robots. No indexing. So that is to make it so the crawlers don't put this page in their index, in their list. Okay, save that. Update the SEO metadata, metadata. Okay. So now we have a two-step funnel. You can get fancier with this if you want to. You can do, you know, an upsell. Oh, no thank you on that one, takes you to a different page. Yes to that one, takes you to a different page. You can get super crazy with this. But you are going to need to go over here to automation to deliver that email. So this is the workflow. I'm going to create a new workflow, start from scratch. We're going to label it so we don't forget what it is. Oh, now the entry is on by default. Okay. New workflow is deliver buyer's guide. First thing we need is a trigger. So this is going to start when someone fills out that form. Form submitted. Add a filter. Form is buyer's lead magnet. You can get even more fancy with this because you can make it like within that form they clicked on a particular option. So it can get very detailed. Okay, so now when somebody submits that form, this triggers. So what we're going to do is we're going to send them an email. deliver guide. They don't see this part, just the name of that action, so you can see it. So then you're going to put your name here, name@email.com, your email, your subject line. Here is the guide you requested, whatever it is. And then you're going to write whatever message you want to. Thank you for requesting this guide. Over the next few days, I'll be sending you some more of my best tips and so be sure to read this full guide. It's not good, but you know, something along those lines. And then add an attachment. This is where you're going to add your lead magnet that is a PDF, if that is what you're doing as a lead magnet, which most people are. Simple stuff. Okay. And then you can, if you want to, send a test email to yourself, but you don't have to. Okay, so we deliver guide, and we're going to wait for 1 day, and we're going to send another email. Same thing as before. So what I like to do for email sequences is to do just a short one, maybe 4 emails, and I would have first the delivery, second one, make sure they were able to actually use the thing that they did. So since we have a nice video that goes along with it this time, in this message we can say, did you know there's a video explanation to, why does my keyboard always do this? To walk you through a buyer's guide and answer common questions. You can watch it here, and then direct them back to your website or place the URL directly here, whatever. And then, oh yeah, I didn't fill out any of this. Then wait another day and then send them. What I like to do for the third email is more about you and your vision and what you're trying to accomplish, how you want to help people, like get them on board with who you are. And then for the fourth one, to make an offer of some kind, like contact me for a consultation, or like answer these questions and let's get started buying your home, you know, some kind of direct offer. So once you have that set up, you need to come over here and say publish. It's easy to miss that part. And then save. There are some settings in here. It just told us that it's allowing re-entry by default, so that just means that if somebody already downloaded the guide and went through the whole sequence, if they wanted to come and download the guide again, they can. You can also turn that off so they can't go back through it again. And then you can put in some defaults to make it faster and easier on you to create them, things like that. Okay, so at this point we have a working funnel. We just have to create whatever the final call to action thing is. So if it's a calendar, if they're going to get on a call with you, you can come in here and set up a calendar. Just go to create calendar. Stick with simple calendar if you're doing this type of business. If you're doing classes where it's one link but a bunch of people come on, you would want that. This is for round robin, is more if you are a customer service desk and you have multiple customer service reps, and so it will automatically just send the call to different people. But for most of the time, you're just going to want simple calendar. Don't worry what this is. It can't match with anybody else who's ever used Go HighLevel or Clixlo, so you can set the duration. These are just very, very basic. This is where you'd put your Zoom link, and then you're going to go in and give it some more detail after this. Did I? No. I'm not going to think about that. So ignore this because we're going to embed it into a page. So now you have that calendar. You're going to come in and edit it to set up the things. You can put a logo on there if you want, calendar name, calendar description. This is what's going to show up on your Google Calendar if you have that integrated, and theirs. So I like to do like, say what it is. Contact name consultation with your name. Location, again, is Zoom. You can set what color it will show up on your calendar. Here's availability. So you can set this very, very custom, and you can block out certain dates that you are not available. You can just use a default form for this. You can set up your own form. You can redirect as a thank you page and make another little funnel. So what I would probably do is do the redirect and set up a page that has embedded in it the form that asks the questions that you want to know when you get on the call with them. You can accept payments through the calendar, but if you're going to do a paid calendar thing, I've been finding that it's better to just set it up as a product instead of having it paid through the calendar. And then send an acknowledgement email, send that to the contact, also send it to yourself so that you know when somebody has signed up. Allow Google Calendar to send the invitation and update emails. That's always nice. You can decide if you want to allow that they can reschedule or cancel, and this is kind of what's gonna send to them in that acknowledgement email. You want to link to your calendar, and I don't usually do much here, but yeah. And then again, you're going to embed that on a page. So go back from settings and go back to sites, and we can even put it within our same funnel to keep things neat and tidy. So we could add a step and have the page that has the calendar on it, and the page that has the form on it that it redirects to. And here, I had this one highlighted, so it's going to appear. No, it didn't. Okay, it appears down here. But we don't have anything linking these two pages because we don't want to. So what you would do is you would email them the link for the calendar page. And calendar is one of the items that you can embed as a page element. And again, so is forms. So you add another step and put the forms in there. Now, when you want to actually charge them for something, this is the payment section, and you have a few different options across the top, but you're going to want to start by creating a product. And create product, go through all the prompts. We're not doing e-commerce right now, so we don't need to include it in an online store. We don't need to track variables. This is just going to be like consultation. So once you have this product saved, then you are going to put it on a page again. You're going to embed it. So this is the form. And then this is the whatever you're selling them after the consultation. So what we're going to put in here is, of course, some text, but also the element of checkout. And I'm going to come over here to advanced and change some stuff. Like, I don't want to put... Okay, where was I? I got interrupted. I'm going back to this another day. Okay, so I think what we had just done was put a checkout page on a somewhere in here. So I'm going to take a look at what we have on this page right now. Awesome stuff. 5 essential steps, download for free. Okay, so they fill out that form. It takes them to this thank you page. The thank you page has a video for them to watch. The video and the automation encourage them to the calendar, so we'll set that up as well. Check if we did the automation. I always click recent to see. Yeah, deliver buyer's guide. So we talked about that already. So it's going to have an email sequence that will then lead them back again to the consultation. So for, oh, hi Kitty. For the calendar, we're going to go to, did I already do this too? I'm having deja vu flashbacks. I think we already did this. So let's see. That looks like it. Or test or whatever. So we can go in here and add more details after the quick read of the calendar. So we can add a description and yeah, we already did this. Okay, so let's go back to, we've got our automation, we've got our calendar, we've got our forms. So we're now ready, recent, put all of these pieces together. Okay, so calendar page. This doesn't directly go to this unless they click something. So on the thank you page, the video is going to give them an encouragement, a call to action to book a consultation. So let's put a button for them to do that. And there's various buttons right over here where you can sort of get a start for the basic layout, design, but then you come over here to make changes. Animations are new, animations are slick and fun, so you can make it do things like that. Whee! Catches attention, and it's fun. Yeah, let's do that one. General, I'm gonna say, click here to schedule your consultation. And then that is going to take them, it could open the pop-up, so you could create a pop-up that, pop-up settings. You wouldn't want this pop-up to show on the exit, because this should only be when they click the button, if that's the way you're going to do it. You can also do pop-ups on any page in the same way and have it show when they have the intent to leave, or have it show after a certain number of seconds, or whatever. And then you build this out pretty much exactly the same way. So, let's see. Calendar. And there it is. And so if we had a description for it, that would be up here too. And you have to set your availability. But then it will take them through the whole thingy-bob. So then we can at any time just close out of there, and we're back to our regular thing. And then we can say on the calendar, after they book the calendar page, where it should go next for the funnel. That's the thing about funnels. Where does it go next? Where does it go next? Where does it go next? You're always guiding someone, always leading them, never letting their hand be dropped, basically. Alright, so this was what I had intended for the calendar page, so that's another option for this, is you can say that button takes them to the next funnel step instead. Some of this just has to do with what you like, what your taste is in terms of websites, and what you think your ideal client will like the most and find the most beautiful, slick, and things like that. So there's lots and lots of options for this button. And we're going to say next step, and that will take them to the next step in the funnel. When you save it, it pops up with this SEO metadata stuff. Now again, this is not something that people are supposed to be able to get to through search. So we're going to add the tag robots no index. And that should prevent services like Google from finding that page and putting it in search results, because you want the front page of the funnel to be in search results, not the end pages. And of course, definitely click publish. So, I think I had said we were going to do like a form to have them answer questions about themselves before they schedule on the calendar. So I feel like I have these two steps of the funnel reversed potentially. So let's put that calendar in here, select the calendar we already created, save that. You know, we would do the same thing with the no indexing. Go back for now and say that step should be there first. Okay, so then we're going to say before scheduling your call, please fill out the following information. Spell that right. Information. And I can change this font size over here. I can change the font weight, the type of font, again, in the Google font. I could add an icon to it. Change the colors of any of those things here. You can change margins and paddings and stuff like that. We can make that animate. They all animate now. And then, I don't think we created the form, but add a new section and just embed the form in here. So, we just had that, but what did I put for this one? Okay, so this is not what we would have. We would create a form that asks questions like, what kind of house are you looking for? How many people live there? Stuff like that. And then once they submit it, then this button can take them to the next step where they can schedule on the calendar. And then these two won't be directly linked because you'll have that consultation call with them, but then once they say yes to whatever it is, then you can add you can send them to a page to purchase whatever it is as well. So I don't think we finished setting up the, let's say, create product and real estate test example. La, la, la. Could add an image. What's that? That's new. I haven't seen that before. This is the fun thing with working in Go HighLevel and Clixlo and variations, because they're always adding things, and then you're like, oh, hello. Interesting. Huh. So, I don't know, it's like $500, whatever it is. Compare at price, you could have a little strike-through thing! So products like this is also where you can have courses too, so that's where you would say, so here you can write what will appear on their credit card statement, which can be helpful, because then, like, if it shows something like, you know, my financially free author, maybe somebody doesn't remember that's what they purchased from, so you can put it in so they're not looking at their credit card statement and going, oh my gosh, that must be fraud, I don't recognize it. Like, put something they'll remember having bought. And then if you check this off, you can put it in with one of the courses that you've built out under memberships. But that is a topic for another day. You can add variants. See, they've added a bunch of stuff to make it more e-commerce friendly, but we don't need a lot of that if we're doing something like consultation. Search engine listing. Interesting. Okay. So, save that. And let's go put it. Now, this is a little bit of a tricky thing to wrap your mind around. So, important moment here is we need to add it to the products of this funnel or this page before it will work. You have to select the price, even though we only had one price. To the main product, you can add bump products here, and I'll show you where that would show up, but you have to have a main product first. So this is the product that goes with this page, and now we'll go back to creating the page, and we're going to put in a checkout. The checkout pulls its information from the products that are listed there where we just put them. Really? Is it not called checkout? What is it called? Order. Okay, so we do two-step or one-step order forms, and I think I was showing you this before where you can modify it a lot, and oh, I need to change that. It's under advanced. We don't need shipping. We're not upgrading order and saving, so we could put a thing there. I like to hide company name because my clients are not, well, a lot of the clients are actually companies, but that's okay, I don't need it. Full name. Enable country picker if you're doing international. We don't need shipping, so we're going to hide shipping. Payment items, so it's always going to show dynamic item $99 on here, and you're going to freak out and be like, why is it not showing my product? But it is always going to say $99. It will automatically fill in with the products that you added when the page is live. Enable cart mode means people can purchase more than one thing, so if you added multiple products, you can choose if you want people to be able to buy all of them, or if it's like, choose this or this. You can turn that off. You can add the product description from the page that we did, the blah, blah, blah. Pricing information. Enable coupon codes. That's under payments. You can set up coupon codes. Enable order bump. Now here, if we had set a bump product, it would show up here. And then it would offer it as like, oh, do you also want to add on this? I don't usually enable terms and conditions, I probably should. Sticky contact I like to do. That just means that if they've been on your site before, it's going to automatically fill in their name and stuff, so it just makes it a little less work for them. Okay, so once we save that and publish that, then I'll show you when we view this page. It's going to say no problem. No, there it is. Real estate test example, blah, blah, blah. So it filled it in. I have PayPal set up. I have Stripe set up. I'll show you those as well. So you would basically, on your consultation call, be like, oh, you're ready to work with me? Okay, here's the payment page. Send them this. And then your funnel is complete. So what are the things I promised to show you? It was where to set up the integration and the coupons. Okay, so payments, coupons, you can generate a randomized code, or you can put in your own code here. You can decide if it's a fixed coupon or a percentage off. You can name your coupon, start date, end date, limits, and you can limit it to a particular product, so it only works on certain ones, blah, 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 stuff like that. I do say blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then ideally you already have all of these things integrated, but you're going to go to settings and down here to integrations, and here is where you can, Google Business, what are you doing? And that is ridiculous. This should not be connected to this, but whatever. You want to make sure your Stripe is connected, and through Stripe is also, this is also where you set up the PayPal. And there's very clear instructions to follow along with that. There's a video on how to do it directly in here. You can also connect your social pages and then schedule social media posts through here. You can connect Slack, and this is new. You can connect Printful, and I haven't tried that out yet, but I do have some print-on-demand product type stuff, so I might test that out. I no longer have a Facebook account. It got hacked, and I deleted it, so I'm can't do that. But yeah, if you wanted to do like social media posting, you go under here to marketing. This is where you send emails, kind of blasts or newsletters, and where you plan out your social media content. But that is not directly related to funnels. Once you have your funnel set up, then all you need to do is promote the heck out of the top link. So you put that link to the first page of the funnel everywhere that you can, drive as many people to it as you can with an enticing hook, and let the funnel do its work. So if you have a separate web page with a home page, you can put this link on there. You can do that through Clixlo as well. And I do have a guide to give you some ideas for traffic. A lot of them are book specific or author specific, but not all of them. And there are some good ideas in there that you could do. So I think that covers building out a complete funnel from start to finish within Clixlo. And I'm also going to try to do one as a speed run and see how fast can I build a funnel from scratch. So stay tuned for that.